So here's an example of how the BerenstAin timeline in this post-Mandela effect reality is an example of how things are getting better. Now I'm going to a disclaimer. I'm always throwing out this disclaimer. If you believe what's on the news and you believe what's in the newspapers, excuse me, well then yeah, this is a scary and horrible place that's going into the friggin' shithole. So anyway, this Berenstain timeline. So congratulations, awesome job, everyone. Now when I say everyone, I'm talking about those the just people in general. It seems very clear to me that people are starting to not buy what the news is selling. The mainstream BS, false, fake, propaganda laden, mind control BS news. Yes, more and more people are turning their backs to the quote unquote news. Yep. And that's awesome. That is freaking awesome. Why are you saying this, Sean? Like, what gives you that sense? What gives you that idea? Well, all this North Korea nuclear war BS, scare tactics, fear porn made for the movies but portrayed as real news on TV, that crap is not scaring the average person. From my experience in the world, people are not freaking out about it. People are barely talking about it. People are not obsessing about it. People are not worried about it. That's freaking great. Because the main purpose of those news stories, that narrative, is to create fear. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other side angles, like stripping away liberties and having the wealth distribution even more divided. But yes, people are not buying the fear porn, so that's great. North Korea, nuclear weapons versus the United States and Japan and China and all this. People are not freaking out. People barely are paying attention. So, news, your days are almost done. People aren't going to give a crap what you have to say. People are going to go and look with their own eyes and figure things out for themselves. And they're not going to buy hook, line, and sinker what you're reading off the teleprompter. And every other news station is reading the same thing verbatim. You get fed, your news gets fed to you from people reading on a teleprompter or reading off the paper, and it's stuff that's force fed to them by people above them, and it's all being piped down the pipeline for a gent. Now, not all news all the time, but the bigger the story, the more likely. The more global, the more likely it's a bunch of BS. So, good job. Good job, people. Continue to ignore the BS that's coming off of those news stations because it's almost always a bunch of freaking lies.